It's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we are going to be looking at these tattered lace trio dies. We're going to take each flower and show step by step how we make it up. Now, your tattered lace trio dies are what they say they are. There are 3 steps to them. So you've got your die for your die cutting, then you've got your embossing folder, and then you've got your stamps. So the combination of all 3 make a really nice flower, but obviously you do not have to do all 3 steps at any given time. You could just cut them out, you could use the stamps independently or the embossing folder independently. So you don't have to be restricted. There's actually a lot that can be done and a lot of combinations and things that you could use these for. Now, the tattered lace trio dies are thin metal dies, so they should go in pretty much any machine on the market, and you would just use the sandwich that you would use for thin dies. So just look in your instructions and it will tell you what sandwich you need for your particular machine. Today I'm going to be using my Sizzix Big Shot, and so I will be talking through the sandwiches that I am using for that machine. But what we're going to do today is go step by step through the flowers on using all 3 steps and show you how we put each flower together and how it turns out. Okay, so we've got here the Kirsty flower die, and the first thing that we're going to do is cut out the die cuts. So I've got my magnetic platform, my acrylic plate, a piece of paper, and then my dies cut side down. And we've got the very tiny one in the middle here, which is great if you're not doing the stamping and you want to create sort of a nice effect in the middle. Okay, so then put our platform to finish and run that through the machine. So isn't that cut beautifully? Okay, and I'm going to just do another one of these middle layers. Okay, so that's all our layers cut. So now we need to emboss them, and this is the embossing folder that comes with Kirsty. So we've got a centre to our design, so I like to line my layers up with that, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And you can also put multiple layers through your embossing folder that will take it absolutely fine. So I'm just layering up my layers with this into the centre, then I'm popping that down. That looks about right. So then we're going to put it through our machine. So I've got my multi-purpose platform at tab 1, my acrylic mat, my embossing folder, and my next acrylic mat, and then we'll just pop that through. Like so. Okay. And you can see it's embossed it beautifully, and what it does is tends to push all the layers together, so just make sure you separate them all and don't miss one. It's really easy to do that. And you can also see that the bottom layer has embossed just as much as the top, so you can easily put multiple layers through. I've done double this and it's been no problem. Okay, so now to step 3, which is to add our stamping. Okay, so I've got the trio stamps here, and I am just looking at which layers I'm going to stamp. Now I want to put some little dots on this one here, and I think those would be really nice, or maybe that's a more solid one. And then I was looking at this one here, and this is the beauty of having the clear stamps, is you can line it up, and I think that that would be nice because it will be underneath this layer, and then I'll ink around the edges on the flower on all layers so that we get a bit of a different look. And I've got some orangey ink. And I'm just going to stamp like so. So I twisted that and re-stamped as well to get an extra bit of ink around, because then when I put this on, it's just going to look really nice. Now I was going to stamp in the centre of this one, but I'm not going to now. I think that just softens it off really nicely. What I am going to do is just do a little inking around the edges of all our layers here. And then the final layer, the little piece, I'm not going to touch because I think that looked really nice just in the centre of that stamped area. Okay, so now we want to put this together. Okay, so just before I glue it together, I just want to add a little bit of shaping. So on this one, I'm just going to gently curl these leaves under, or petals, I keep calling them leaves. So they're just going to be curled underneath. Now you want to be gentle. One, you don't want to pull them off, although that's not the end of the world, you can fix it. But more importantly, you don't want to flatten the embossing. And then I'm just going to take my end of my tool here and just gently rub a little circles into the centre there, and that's created a lovely little shape to that. So we put that layer down, and then that piece I'm just going to leave as it is. Okay, so now I'm just going to get my glue gel and making sure that I stick the layers in the right order because I want that stamping on the top. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue gel in the centre of this piece. I'm going to pop it into the palm of my hand just so then I can get some shaping going on as I go and stick it together. And then as I stick it down, I'm just pushing gently with the point of my tool in the centre just to create that bit of shaping. And then a bit of glue gel. Another layer, and I want to offset that to the one below. And again, doesn't that look lovely? And then our final layer is this little piece here. So again, just a tiny bit of glue gel, we don't need very much. And then just add that into the centre. You can't push it down to start with if you've done this shaping. You do need to do it with your tool. And I think that just putting that in just softens that centre of the stamping and makes it look like that's on the petal and that's the centre of the flower. And then finally I'm going to add just a little bit of gems. So I've got a lovely little black sparkler here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue gel again to the centre and then pop this down. And then just using my tool, just push that down into the centre of our flower. And again, that just creates that lovely shape. There we go. And there is our finished flower. Doesn't that look pretty? So I hope you've enjoyed making our Kirsty flower with me, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.